Welcome back into the Next One's Network. Colin Brown alongside, bringing you another episode here as we dive into the ACC, a preview of what's to come in 2019, and all 15 teams will be vying and chasing the three at the top that I have competing for the conference title: North Carolina, Duke, and Louisville. Let's start with the Tar Heels. Cole Anthony, a top 10 recruit coming in to replace the big-time point guard that leaves for the NBA a year ago, and Kobe White, and another big-time recruit as well in the mix for North Carolina we'll get to. But we have to talk about the three grad transfers that are involved. That's Justin Pierce, who comes over from William Mary, and Christian Keeling, who averaged 18 points a game at Charleston Southern just a year ago. Now Brandon Robinson as well should play a key role, and then Garrison Brooks down low, the lone returning starter, should be big time for the Heels. Leaky Black as well, I think, could play a big role for North Carolina, step his game up in 2019. So the Heels regroup after losing a boatload of talent in 2018, but this North Carolina team should contend for an ACC title. Alongside the Heels, the other two, as mentioned, Duke and Louisville. Let's spotlight the Cardinals. What a job Mr. Mack has done in his only year at Louisville. Gets them back to the NCAA tournament, returns 6 of 7, his 6 of 7 top scorers from 2018, obviously led by Jordan Nwora, who took his name out of the NBA draft and decided to come back to school. A top 15 recruiting class in the mix as well, led by Samuel Williamson, who is really a do-it-all talent on the offensive end. Good length, can play on the defensive side as well. And then keep an eye on St. Joe's transfer Lamar Kimball. I think he will really play a huge impact here early for the Cardinals as a distributor, getting the ball to the guys like Jordan Nwora and Williamson to get buckets for Chris Mack's squad. Finally, Duke. What can you say about the 2018 Duke Blue Devils? Zion Williamson, RJ Barrett, Cam Reddish all move on to the NBA. Tre Jones back in the fold, if not the best point guard in college hoops, one of the best point guards in the country. Jack White and Javin DeLaurier back in the mix as well to play key roles and be leaders on the floor alongside another terrific recruiting class led by Matthew Hurt, Wendell Moore, Vernon Carey, and then also Cassius Stanley, who should play a big role. So Duke has the firepower. I think they will be a better long-range shooting team this year as well, continuing to improve upon what they did last year when they really struggled from beyond the arc. So Duke, Louisville, North Carolina, the three teams I have at the top here of the ACC moving forward. But there's other teams that can contend, and let's check in on them right now. Starting with North Carolina State, the Wolfpack can contend for a top spot in the ACC tournament, should be back in the NCAA tournament, no problem, and they are led by one of the best players in the ACC, Markel Johnson. He's an absolute game changer on both ends of the floor. DJ Funderburk as well should be a big-time playmaker down low. I think he will be one of the most improved talents in the ACC, so keep an eye on the Wolfpack there in Raleigh. I think they can make some noise towards the top of the league. Now you have to hit on Virginia, the defending national champs. Ty Jerome, Kyle Guy, DeAndre Hunter all move on. A load of talent to the NBA. Who can step up for Tony Bennett? Mamadi Diakite is the guy I look to down low. Had a big-time game in the NCAA tournament. Rim protector down low against Purdue. Got the Cavaliers to the Final Four. Brandon Key, the transfer from Alabama, played a pivotal role last season, but I think will step his game up here as well. And then Kihei Clark also really hit the national spotlight in the NCAA tournament. Look for him to be the floor general out there for Tony Bennett. So Virginia, another team that should be right there towards the top with the three already mentioned. Florida State, really interesting team coming in here to 2019. MJ Walker is the guy to hit on. If he can be a true leader on the floor for the Seminoles, I think Florida State can make some noise. He has a solid surrounding cast, but nobody that really jumps off the page. A former 5-star recruit, Mr. Walker, needs to take his game or elevate his game to the next level if the Seminoles want to go dancing and make a deep run in March. Miami, the next team I'm going to hit on. Chris Lykes, one of the most undervalued players in college basketball, can speed you up, slow you down, slice and dice you in the lane, shoot it from deep. A true talent down there, and he has some potential big-time playmakers coming in 2019. Jim Larrañaga has never missed the NCAA tournament down there in Miami in back-to-back seasons, and you have to look at Florida transfer Keystone as well to be a big-time talent here for the Hurricanes. Cam McGusty from Oklahoma comes over via the transfer portal as well. So those two guys should add depth, a quality recruiting class as well down there in South Beach. So Miami, a team that I think will vie for an NCAA tournament berth as well, although the ACC is very loaded at the top. Now let's check in on the bottom half of the league. Who could make some noise and who is stuck in the cellar? I'm going to start with the Pitt Panthers. A solid nucleus in the backcourt. Xavier Johnson and Trey McGowens are two of the best young talents in the ACC. Can they continue to improve and emerge here in 2019? Pitt could possibly make some noise. Keep an eye on University of North Carolina Greensboro transfer Eric Hamilton as well. I think he could play a pivotal role for the Panthers. We'll see if they can get back to the NCAA tournament in a loaded ACC. Georgia Tech, Josh Pastner, his best team down there in Atlanta, led by Jose Alvarado, Michael DeVoe, and then you have to look at James Bunks as well. Those three will be the key here for Georgia Tech moving forward. USC transfer Jordan Usher as well. I think he could be a big-time piece to really fit into that mold for Georgia Tech. Josh Pastner, possibly on the hot seat. Can he get the Yellow Jackets back to the NCAA tournament? Mike Bray and Notre Dame. Can the Irish bounce back after a below or subpar 2018? Rex Pfluger gets a medical redshirt. He's back in the fold alongside TJ Gibbs. And really, those two will have to lead the way for the Irish in 2019 if they want to try and improve upon their 2018 campaign. Syracuse. The Orange, led by, obviously, the Hall of Famer Boeheim, will have to regroup. The loss of big-time playmakers from last season will loom large, but Buddy Boeheim will be a key figure here as well. And then really the only player that returns averaging over 7 points per game is Elijah Hughes, so he will have to play a huge role as well. As mentioned, Buddy Boeheim can really spread the floor, shoot it from distance. He will be a key figure. We'll see if the Orange can move their way up into the ACC rankings. Wake Forest, it has been a struggle for Danny Manning here in his tenure out there at Wake. He really returns one guy to keep an eye on. That's Brandon Childress. He's one of the best point guards in not only the ACC but in college basketball, and is quite honestly overlooked like Chris Likes down there in Miami as well. They do have a transfer from Charlotte coming in there at Wake. That's Andrian White. He should play a key figure as well, but him and Childress are really the two focal points moving forward. Can they push Wake out of the cellar? Time will tell, but right now Danny Manning squarely on the hot seat out there in North Carolina. Now let's round out the ACC, starting with Clemson. Brad Brownell feeling his seat getting warm out there in Tigerland, and he will be dealing with a ton of youth. Al-Amir Dawes, a key freshman to keep an eye on alongside returners Amir Sims and Clyde Trapp. Can Clemson get back to the NCAA tournament? A Sweet 16 appearance in 2016, and it has been a disappointment since then. It will be an interesting year for Brad Brownell in Tiger Country. Boston College, Winston Tabbs goes down, is likely out for the season, which is a huge blow to the BC fan base. It's been a tough decade for the Eagles, and now they will look to USC and Duke transfer Derek Thornton to lead the way. He has finally found a home at Boston College, and he will be the focal point moving forward. Finally, we'll end our ACC conversation with Virginia Tech. Buzz Williams comes in, revamps a program, and departs for Texas A&M. Mike Young, now in the fold from Wofford, a proven winner. Can he turn this program around or keep them where they are as a relevant ACC contender and NCAA tournament team? Time will tell, but Mike Young has the goods to get it done in Hokie Land. For everyone here at Next Ones, I'm Colin Brown. You have watched us preview the ACC for 2019-2020. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget, as always, to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe and comment below here on YouTube as we continue to roll on, bringing you the best of the best from around the world in hoops.